The Central Bureau of Investigation is going to be probing the Sushant Singh Rajput death case for the third day now. Sushant's three associates, friend Siddharth Pitani, his cook Neeraj, and domestic help Deepesh were questioned for over 6 hours in Sushant's flat. These three were present in the flat when Rajput was found hanging in the room. Yesterday, the CBI recreated the entire crime scene and sequence of events inside Sushant's room at the Bandra residence. Recreation of the crime scene was also videotaped for further scrutiny. The CBI team also went to Buildings Terrace. A team of forensic experts were also present at Sushant Singh's residence on Saturday.
On day 2 of CBI's probe, the action shifted to actor Sushant Singh Rajput's Bandra residence. About 6 to 8 CBI officials, along with 24 forensic experts, reached SSR's residence. Along with them were Sushant's flatmate Siddharth Pitani, his cook Neeraj, and his staff Deepesh Sawant. They were present on the fateful morning of June 14th when Sushant was found dead. The CBI team tried to recreate the crime scene. According to sources, the team checked Sushant's bedroom and reportedly carried a dummy which was hung from the ceiling fan inside the late actor's bedroom. The team also took measurements and tried to replicate the crime scene as per the witness statements and the photographs taken by Mumbai police. India Today had visited SSR's flat on July 31st along with the Bihar police team.
जब ये घटना घटी थी 14 जून की सुबह में, वो सुबह में जल्दी उठ गए थे, करीब 7 बजे के लगभग उठे थे। उन्होंने ठंडा पानी मांगा था और उसके बाद उन्हें जूस दिया गया था। उसके बाद वो सोने चले गए थे और लगभग जब दोपहर के खाने की बात होने लगी कि खाना क्या खाएंगे, तो बार बार लोग दरवाजा खटखटा रहे थे लेकिन खुल नहीं रहा था। फोन भी किया गया लेकिन फोन बज रहा था लेकिन उठा नहीं रहा था। ऐसे में चाबी खोजने की कोशिश जरूर हुई और नहीं मिलने पर इस ताले को तोड़ा गया।
The CBI team also examined the lock of Sushant's bedroom as India Today tracked down the locksmith.
मुझे 1 बजे के करीब कॉल आया था। मैं तो नाम तो पहले नहीं जानता था, बाद में अभी पता चल रहा है कि उनका नाम सिद्धार्थ पिठानी है। तो मैंने लॉक देखा और अपना टूल्स निकाल के ट्राई कर रहा था, मतलब उसको खोलने की कोशिश कर रहा था। की के थ्रू होता है तो ट्राई कर रहा था पहले, तो वो टफ लॉक है, वो थोड़ा टाइम लग रहा था उसको। 5-7 मिनट चले गए इसे में ट्राई करने में। तो उन लोगों में से किसी ने कहा कि इसको जल्द से जल्द खोलना है, जल्दी खोलिए, क्योंकि अंदर जो है वो फोन उठा भी नहीं रहे और नॉक करने पे भी दरवाजा नहीं खोल रहे, इसको जल्दी खोलो।
The CBI team then went to the terrace of Sushant's Bandra apartment along with Neeraj and Pitani and closely examined the area. The CBI has taken over the probe after 2 long months. Despite all its effort, the premier agency will have to largely rely upon the evidence collected by Mumbai police from the crime scene. The big question is, will the CBI be able to solve the mystery surrounding the death of Sushant Singh Rajput, which has captured the country's imagination? With inputs from Sujit Jha and Munish Pandey, Bureau Report, India Today.
Row over the missing time stamp in Sushant's autopsy explodes after glaring lapses in the autopsy report came to the fore. India Today has accessed Mumbai police query to Cooper Hospital that performed the autopsy for Sushant. According to the Mumbai police, when they asked the hospital about the time of the death, the hospital replied on 5th of August, nearly 50 days after Sushant's death, saying that the time of the death was 10 to 12 hours before the postmortem. And the postmortem was done at 11:30 p.m. on 15th of June. Mumbai police claims that though the time of the death was missing in the autopsy report, the same was communicated to the CBI. The CBI is now going to be questioning the team of doctors at Cooper Hospital that conducted the postmortem as well. The CBI and a team of AIIMS doctors are now going to be examining the entire video of Sushant's autopsy and viscera report, again to look at the poison theory. This is happening while the Mumbai police has already debunked the poison theory. Here's a report.
Numerous twists, several conspiracy theories, and the mysterious death of a Bollywood actor. Just 48 hours after taking over Probe, the Central Bureau of Investigation is at the forefront to solve the biggest mystery of the decade. And the focus is now on Sushant Singh Rajput's post-mortem and viscera report. Viscera report of the late actor is under scrutiny. Why is the viscera report crucial? This report and the samples preserved in the lab will tell whether poison, suspicious medicine or any other substance was given to Sushant Singh Rajput.
While Mumbai police, after its initial probe, has debunked the poison conspiracy theory, the CBI will look into again and seek the opinion of Dr. Sudhir Gupta of AIIMS, Delhi.
Why would you think that there's no timestamp on the autopsy?
Let me examine now. I have been assigned by CBI to examine all the things. After examining, going through detail, I can say anything. I will speak to doctors also why they are done so. So what is their answer? Let me hear them, and I can give any comment.
So, but just wanting to understand, why are you saying this is a hard fact of the case? Like usually,
It's a written document, no, where the column of types is death is empty, blank. So they have to give any answer. The police should take second opinion from them.
which they did not.
If they didn't, if there's something missing, then they have to take second opinion from doctors, no?
The preliminary autopsy report given by the Cooper Hospital in Bombay had no timestamp, which is now raising several questions. Why did the report have the doctor's signature but not the timestamp? Did the team of doctors that conducted Sushant's autopsy overlook crucial details? What time was Sushant's body brought in? What time was the autopsy completed? And what time was the body sent to the mortuary? The probe agency is all set to put forth direct questions to the team of doctors at the Cooper Hospital that conducted the post-mortem. The CBI will also probe if all columns of the post-mortem report were filled properly and whether or not the cause of death and injuries were mentioned. Another key element that the SIT has as its focus is the autopsy video. Yes, following procedure, Sushant's autopsy was recorded on a camera, and every second of that video will now be carefully analyzed by probe officers and team of AIIMS doctors. What step will the CBI take next? Depends on the analysis of the viscera report, the preliminary autopsy report, and the autopsy video.
After the detailed study of postmortem and viscera report, all indications are that it will conclusively prove whether this is case of suicide or murder.
With Munish Pandey and Shams Tahir Khan in Mumbai, Bureau Report, India Today.
As the Sushant Singh Rajput death mystery has deepened, India Today has accessed sensational inside scoop details of Sushant's personal life. This is coming from the man who was the last man to see Sushant Singh Rajput alive. His cook, Neeraj. He has spilled the beans to the Mumbai police on something very, very personal. Here's a look.
A star on the rise. A shocking death. And a sordid saga. As probe deepens into the death of Sushant Singh Rajput, India Today accesses a sensational inside scoop of Sushant's personal life. Actor's housekeeper Neeraj Singh, in an statement to Mumbai police, has spilled the beans on what happened just days before Sushant's death. Neeraj claims that he had rolled marijuana cigarettes for Sushant 2 days before the actor died. And after his death, when he saw the box which contained the drugs, it was empty. The man, Neeraj Singh, who is making this claim, was last to Sushant alive and the first to see him dead.
14 को मॉर्निंग को 14 जून को वो 6 बजे उठे थे उस दिन, तो फिर वो आए 8 बजे के आसपास, तो मैं उनके गेट से सफाई कर रहा था। तो सर बाहर निकले जैसे गेट से बिल्कुल, तो सर ने मेरे को बोला नीरज मुझे ठंडा पानी ला के दो। मैंने कहा ओके सर। मैं फटाफट भागता हुआ गया, मैं ठंडा पानी लेके आया, ठंडा पानी उनको दिया। देने के बाद सर ने पानी पिया, तो जस्ट मुझे गिलास दिया, तो देने के बाद बोला सब ठीक है ना, मामला नीचे। मैंने कहा हाँ सर सब कुछ ठीक है। ओके, हल्का फेस में स्माइल दिया, तो उसके बाद वो रूम पे चले गए।
On July 31st, when we spoke to Neeraj, he narrated what exactly happened on June 8th, the day when Riya left Sushant's apartment.
मेरे को बोला उन्होंने, मेरे को कपड़े पैक कर दो, ये सूटकेस में डाल दो और नीचे गेट पे छोड़ दो। मैंने कहा ठीक है, तो जैसा बोलते हम वैसा करते हैं। कपड़े वपड़े डाल दिया हमने, मैंने पैक करके, और कपड़े भी थे उनके। उन्होंने बोला मैं बैग में आके लूँगी, ये कपड़े डाल मतलब डाल के नीचे रख दिए। तो मैंने पैक करके यहाँ रख दिया, तो मैंने चली गई थी।
In his statement to Mumbai police, Neeraj Singh has revealed that the actor would host parties once or twice every week at his residence where alcohol was consumed and marijuana cigarettes were smoked. Samuel Haukip was the person who would roll marijuana cigarettes for the late actor. In the last 3 days, Neeraj Singh had rolled marijuana cigarettes for the actor, and these were kept in a cigarette box kept in a cupboard near the staircase. After the actor's death, this cigarette box was found empty. India Today has accessed this statement exclusively, and the statement also reveals that Riya Chakravarti was very angry on June 8th when she asked Neeraj to pack her bags and left with her brother Shogil. Neeraj, in an interview to India Today, had not revealed this information, which has been accessed by India Today in a statement given to Mumbai police. With camera person Sachin Sawant and Sahil Joshi, this is Divyesh Singh in Mumbai for India Today.
The language war has once again erupted in Tamil Nadu, with opposition leaders hitting out at the centre after alleging discrimination by the CISF personnel at Chennai airport earlier this month. DMK MP Kanimodi has now hit out at the Ayush Ministry for alleged discrimination against non-Hindi speakers in a recent webinar conducted by the central government. Kanimodi has written a letter to the Ministry of Ayush seeking inquiry and action against the officials who allegedly asked non-Hindi speakers to exit a webinar. The DMK MP has also requested all the centre's events to be held in English. She demanded that if ever Hindi is used, then English translation should be provided. Last week, Kanimodi had alleged that a Central Industrial Security Force officer questioned her nationality for not knowing Hindi.
No, I mean, I'm happy that one agency has responded, but that doesn't, because it's not the first time it is happening to me, and even many responses to my tweet, many people have shared their own personal experiences that, how they were discriminated against and how they were insulted because they could not speak Hindi, and these messages have come from all over the country. So I think it's a general attitude. And that has to be changed, that if you do not speak Hindi and if you are not in a particular way, then you're less of Indian. I think that has to change.
Whole host of reactions coming in on the story. Take a look at those.
Yeah, it is so unfortunate that the organizers should have taken care regarding the multilingual people taking part in the conference. The issue is being taken up, and we'll wait for the High Command to send across an official notice to them.
No, I also demand an investigation in this matter. Anyone, anybody, if they are trying to say that I will not respect others, definitely action should be taken. But what is happening in Tamil Nadu? Kanimodi, who gave an, who said that she was countered by a CASF policewoman officer, but till now she has not given a complaint. In spite of doing all these things, she has not given a complaint in writing. So, in the last 20-25 days, the DMK is trying to create some sort of language issue unnecessarily, trying to disturb the peace of Tamil Nadu.
While India's total tally inches towards the 3 million mark, there comes a ray of hope for India's first COVID vaccine. Serum Institute is going to be delivering Covishield vaccine in the next 73 days, and the centre has decided to provide these vaccines to the citizens under the National immunization program for free. The company officials told India Today that the government has granted them a special manufacturing priority license and fast-tracked the trial protocol processes to get the trials completed in 58 days. The clinical trials amongst 1,600 volunteers across 17 centers started on 22nd of August. The centers already sought 68 crore doses from Serum Institute by June next year. The remaining requirement of the vaccine is likely to be fulfilled by Covaxin, being developed by ICMR and Bharat Biotech and Zydus Cadilla's Zycov-D post their successful trials. Heavy rainfall in Barabanki in Uttar Pradesh has resulted in flooding and displaced hundreds of villagers. Here's a ground report that is coming in by India Today's Ashutosh Mishra.
Flooded houses, maroon roads, submerged villages. People forced to travel in country-made boats. The visuals narrate the flood horror in eastern Uttar Pradesh's Barabanki district. Several villages are cut off from the main towns, leaving hundreds stranded.
कितने दिन से है यहाँ पे ये स्थिति?
यहाँ लमसम में 20 दिन हो गए, अब तक किसी मदद नहीं पहुँची है।
तो कैसे जीना खाना कैसे चल रहा आप लोगों का?
अब तखत के ऊपर गैस सिलेंडर या किसी तरह से काम चल रहा है।
And how this connectivity has disrupted the life, these images explain. We were helped by the locals to ferry out us on these bikes, but because of the, this not just waterlogging but water flow, these bikes even collapsed midway.
Rivers entering India from Nepal that feed Saryu River are overflowing. Villagers from low-lying areas have moved to higher plains.
हमारे घर के अंदर पानी भरा हुआ है, लड़का हमारे छत पे बैठे हुए हैं।
आप लोग यहाँ आ गए किनारे?
हाँ, अब यहाँ पर हम लोग बांध पर हैं और यहाँ पर लड़का बच्चा भी आए हैं। आने जाने के लिए वो नाव आती है, उसी से चले जाते हैं।
तो कितने दिन से आप लोग यहाँ रह रहे हैं?
यहाँ सर जी 1 महीना हो गई।
1 महीने से पानी है गाँव में?
हाँ, 1 महीने से पानी बराबर चल रहा है, पानी घटता नहीं है।
These scenes are a common sight. Moving from one place to another means wading through waist-deep water as villages have become islands.
इतने पानी में आप लोग आते जाते हैं, इसमें प्रभाव भी है, तो डर नहीं लगता आप लोगों को?
डर तो लगता है साहब।
क्या करे साहब, डर तो लगता है मगर
मजबूरी है सर, तो क्या करे जाए?
खाना पीना यही जो ना है, कुछ मिलत है तो खावा जाते, नहीं मिलत तो नहीं खावा जाते।
1.5 महीने से पानी हटा नहीं?
पानी नहीं हटा है 1.5 महीने।
हर साल ऐसा होता है या इस साल हुआ ज्यादा?
हर साल होता है। 10 किलो चावल 10 किलो आटा, जिसके पास 10 जने का परिवार हो तो 1 हफ्ते में खत्म हो जाएगा।
तो एक परिवार को 10 किलो आटा चावल मिला।
हाँ।
Many districts in eastern Uttar Pradesh are affected due to rise in level of Sarju River. Many indeed needed a great degree of government help. Those who are displaced and have gone on the embankments, but many still forced to live in these low-lying areas. Clearly, the efforts by administration seems to be inefficient at the moment. All they need is more and more help. Reporting from flood-affected Barabanki district at Ground Zero in Uttar Pradesh with Satya, this is Ashutosh Mishra reporting for India Today.
After remaining in denial for decades, Pakistan has admitted that India's most wanted terrorist, Dawood Ibrahim, lives in Karachi. This big admission came in a list of 88 banned terror groups which were disclosed as Imran Khan government makes a desperate attempt to escape from the clutches of anti-terror watchdog Financial Action Task Force that has already grey-listed Pakistan for harboring terrorists.
Dawood Ibrahim, India's most wanted UN-designated terrorist, hiding in Pakistan for the last 27 years. After years of denying that it shelters the underworld dawn, Pakistan has now been forced to make the big admission. Dawood Ibrahim is in Karachi. India has been saying that Dawood Ibrahim, accused of the 1993 blasts in which 257 people were massacred in Mumbai, was living in Pakistan. But Islamabad remained in denial.
पाकिस्तान बिल्कुल हर चीज के ऊपर काम कर रहे हैं। आज भी एक बड़ी लंबी लिस्ट में देख रही थी, न्यूज़पेपर में आई है, जिसमें हाफिज सईद का नाम भी है और भी बहुत से लोगों के नाम है जिनके ऊपर जो है एक तरह की पाबंदी लगाई गई है और पाकिस्तान उसके ऊपर काम करे, क्योंकि जाहिर है हमने FATF में से नाम तो निकलवाना ही है ना।
According to Pakistani authorities, the underworld don's address is White House near Saudi Mosque, Clifton in Karachi. Pakistan government has now ordered the seizure of Dawood's properties and freezing of bank accounts. Under intense international pressure, Imran Khan has been forced to clamp down on the terror network. Imran Khan stands completely isolated in the global arena. Pakistan is facing a blacklisting by terror watchdog FATF. Last week, Pakistan's closest ally Saudi Arabia also refused to toe its line on Kashmir and snubbed Islamabad. The Islamic nations barring Turkey have given a cold shoulder to Imran. On top of that, Modi government has been piling on pressure to expose Pakistan's sinister agenda.
पाकिस्तान जो है वो एज अ रूल ऑफ लॉ इंटरनेशनल लॉ पे नहीं चलना चाहता ये मुल्क। ये तो एक माफिया है, ये मुल्क थोड़ी ना है, ये तो एक माफिया है और हमको भी बिल्कुल जैसे माफिया को ट्रीट किया जाता है हमको भी इनको वैसे ही ट्रीट करना पड़ेगा। इनको वही भाषा समझ आती है जो बालाकोट में बोली गई।
Pakistan continues to remain in denial. India says all the issuance of list is because of the FATF pressure, but there is nothing on the ground when it comes to sincerity on Pakistan's end in fighting terror.
While Pakistan claims to have acted upon Dawood Ibrahim, the big question is, when will it hand over the butcher of Mumbai to India?
This is Pakistan's first admission that Dawood Ibrahim Kaskar, wanted in India for the 1993 Mumbai serial blasts, is in Pakistan. The fact that Pakistan government is talking about seizing his movable and immovable assets is an indicator that Pakistan is under global pressure. But it remains to be seen whether Pakistan government will arrest Dawood Ibrahim Kaskar, gather evidence against him, prosecute and convict him for terror activities in the region. With Geeta Mohan in Delhi, Gaurav Sawant for India Today.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.